Good night, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall says 11:15 on Friday night, the eve of the Epsom Derby 2024. I was at videos the last hour and a half, 2 hours, so I was going to leave it till the morning, but it takes so long to get set up. I said I'd do it now. Had a couple of phone calls there, one from Chicago, one from New York, and a couple about the match tomorrow. Roscommon are playing Mayo on the Hyde. Couple of lads just ring me about bets for handicap, this, that and the other, what to do and what not to do, and the chats were very long tonight. So that's what happens when you don't talk to people for a few weeks. I was in the garden all day, well, 5 hours or 6 hours maybe, watching the racing on the phone in the back garden in between, an armchair out, and a bottle of water, just badly needed at times. Could done with a bottle of cider tonight, but didn't get round to it. Strawberries and ice cream, I had to feed them there a while ago. Great day in the garden, but not as good a day punting. We had, what had we today? Where did I write them down? Can't think of anything. Where did I write them down? Oh yes, Dancing Magic was an on-runner. Didn't see what happened going to the start. Someone sent me a text that he reared up or something. Emily Upjohn ran very disappointing. Great ride from Ryan Moore up front and Luxembourg. And what to do with Emily John, whether they retire or what, because there isn't much point running if they can't win Group 1s with her. Alang was disappointing, and would you believe there was 2 horses I wrote down first last night and changed my mind. One was the winner of the Oaks, and the other one was Countess of Tyrone. Countess of Tyrone, yeah, and I changed my mind then after looking at videos. That was a good winner of the Oaks for Dermot Weld, DK Weld, and I love him with Phillies. We're back one of his in the 1,000 guineas there. And we had a couple of them the last few years. I just thought with the horse that I'd bet had ran since, that what Lily of Toomey's, and hadn't run to scratch, I thought, so I didn't think the form was as good as it turned out to be. Earl's run a grand little race, finished 5th out of the money. I probably picked up a few pounds for 5th, but blocked his run. I thought I didn't get a chance to look at it back tonight again. He was coming up on the rail, but probably wasn't soft enough for him either. Countess of Tyrone won that race tonight, brother to Earl of Tyrone. We were on what? Wells horse. Falcon 8. He was pushing him after 10 yards coming out of the stalls. He wasn't off. He didn't like it at all. There was a horse there that we won on last year as well, won tonight in John Royal's Samoa. He was 3s into favourite. Anyway, I'm going through the card tomorrow. Well, picking them anyway. Be grand to go through the card as well, but because it's Derby Day, I spent a bit of time there and see what we can do. The first one is a mile 2. I went with the second favourite, Persica. This was 4th in the old London, or the London Gold Cup, and it was out on the outside of the field, and I think if it gets a bit of cover and runs on, it's on the very left as we pick it up.
Oh, Daddy, they're inside the 2. Chantier is still in front.
Dear.
Here's King's Gambit, though, the red cap, the nearest pursuer. Down the outside, Persica from the back of the field with Go Daddy. Pony Ross is still there. King's Gambit and William Buick have taken it up inside the last furlong. 2 clear and they've won. King's Gambit is pulling clear, mighty impressive. Pony Ross, Chantier, 2nd and 3rd. Persica and into battle behind those 4 and 5.
So Persica is the choice in the first race. 7-4 in a few places there, 5-2 generally. On to the second race. It's the Phillies and Mare. Where are you here? On the figures, 9 declared. Running line is 106, and so is Sparks Fly. Sparks Fly comes from a yard that hasn't had a winner in a while. That Chic Columbine is a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old wins it more often than not. Running line, second to Stay Alert the last time in a Group 2. That was in a Group 1 last year. I thought that was the one that probably the most likely winner, and our buddy Breege is there, and she always runs reasonably well. Like, she ran well enough the last year too. I thought maybe at 9-2 without the favourite. She finds it hard to win, that's the only problem. She won first time out, but she ran in listed races there a few times, ran well. Could even let's see, what does the top 3 finish? Doesn't want to show us. I don't know why that is. I'll skip it. In the 235, a Group 3. What did I pick in this? What did I pick and why? I picked an outsider. Bear with me 1 second. There's a 106 and Besto was 110. Slightly disappointing the last time. The lowest rating in it actually is Silver Sword. It's a 12-1 shot. But it had a couple of, it used to be with, no, that was another horse I was thinking of. It was 2 lengths behind Highland Avenue in October. But it's run the last time. That's it there over
and on
6.
The inside,
it's the
it's
grey
probably
horse.
just Pogo by a nostril. Shartash is upside, so Poet Master's going 3 deep down the centre, now being asked to pick up. Behind them, Silver Sword, deepest of all Indian runs, coming with a bit of a rush from the back, and the back markers now Witch Hunter, and they're inside the final 2, and Shartash still has it. Shartash goes on from Pogo. Poet Master taking a while to wind up into top gear. Shartash in front by the best part of 3 as they go inside the final furlong. Shartash still there. Pogo's coming back for more. Kept going Poet Master from the back. Witch Hunter, but well inside the final half. Shartash being kept up to his work. Pogo trying hard. Shartash needs the line, but gets there. Shartash won it to Pogo in second. Witch Hunter for third from Silver Sword, Poet Master, and Indian Run.
I was running on there over 7, and it looked to be stretched. 2 furlongs out, but stepping up to a mile and half a furlong. But because it was only 4 lengths off Highland Avenue before, and it's only a 4-year-old. It's a 12-1 shot in a couple of places there. With Highland Avenue being a 4-1 shot and that being 12s. Taking a gamble on that to be at least placed. The extra bit of distance will suit the 3-year-old Dash. I'm going to go with Billy Webster. We picked him. We went from there, was it his last run, which was over 6 in Chester. And it ran all right of a race, but it's the better the ground, the better the chances it has. And a fast run 5, I think, will suit it down to the ground.
Then as they quicken up now towards the turn into the home straight. Tsunami Spirit pulled wider. Right behind them then in the green colours is Beyond Borders, angling for a run and pulling wide. Then on the inside is Stash the Cash. Billy Webster trying to stay on from the rear. They race inside the final furlong. Old Chums, look at Garfield Shadow with a lovely run up the inside. Al Shabbat Storm on the outside. Garfield Shadow and Al Shabbat Storm in that order by a neck. Old Chums was back in third place.
They're paying 6 places, a lot of them there. He's at 11 to 1. He was 12 to 1 there earlier. That's the selection. Billy Webster. On to the dash. The all-age dash. Well, the winner of this last year, 25 to 1. Novello, wasn't it, that won it for us? It sure was. 25s. I think it drifted from 12s or 14s, was it? We're going to get the winner this year. If you look at the weights of the horses that has won there, 8 stone 7, 8 stone 7, 8 stone 4, 8 stone 13 and 8 stone. You have to go back to 2017 for a 9 stone 8 and 9 stone 6. Caspian Prince won it 3 out of 4 times. That time, lickety split, they'll be gone and you'll miss it if you don't be on the ball. I'm going with a lighter weight 4-year-old, Looking For Lynda. Has course experience when it was second to a horse that we won a couple of times with, Night on Earth. It has a good pull in the weights for that run. It was carrying 9 stone 4 as against 8 stone 8. That's 10 pounds. And there's 2 pounds between them tomorrow. And if you look at the last day with Clarendon House, eight stone 8, 9 stone 12, 8 stone 4. So that should be 9 stone 8 and it's 9 stone 13. So it's a 5 pound swing. So it has course for him. It ran decent enough that time. Do I have this set up? I think I have here.
White striped colours of Match Play and then Looking For Lynda. Mountain Peak come next, just ahead of the Defiant. Liu being ridden along, then Glory Fighter, Clear Point trying to stay on. Looking For Lynda on the outside of Night on Earth. These two as they approach the final furlong. From the Defiant, who's trying to split the pair on the run up towards the line. Night on Earth under the near rail still has the lead from Looking For Lynda, and Night on Earth will make every single yard. Night on Earth beat Looking For Lynda, the Defiant, then a bunch for the Minor Honours. Clear Point.
Should be beating fitter now as well, just 2 runs since that. That probably ran in 55, 56 seconds. On to the Derby. The Epsom Derby. The favourite, of course, everyone knows about him is City of Troy. What to expect of him is the thing. Can't go tipping him the way he ran the last year, but if you take into consideration Auguste Rodin blew out in the 2000 guineas last year and came back to win this. Aidan O'Brien won it in 2019 and 20. They were sort of outsiders of his gang. There was a couple of outsiders. I was trying to get something that it might run into the money at least. I came down on a 12 to 1 shot. Macduff. Ross Ryan for Ray Beckett. Won first time out in Newmarket. But the last day it was behind Arabian Crown. If Arabian Crown was in this race, it's out injured for a while, it would be one of the favourites. But in the trial, this is Macduff here. This is Arabian Crown.
A line abreast in behind them. We've got Ramad on the inside of Under the Sun. Joining in with them is Macduff staying on his War Rooms. Under pressure, Prince Rasan, and then Dunstan running a big race, and Portland trying to plug on. Arabian Crown still the leader then, trying to see it out. Less than 2 furlongs left to go. Arabian Crown in front, a feature of his racing last year. His relentless galloping style. He's still out in front. He's being chased by Macduff and Ramad, and then comes Under the Sun. Portland is next. Arabian Crown, though, stays on as strong as you like. Arabian Crown going strongly to the line. He's won the Classic Trial by 3 or 4 lengths. He beats Macduff, Portland and Ramad.
1 and 4 was fairly closing. If the ground came up really heavy, but it's not going to, I don't think. The ground seems to be drying out. That God's Window, an old man that has it back to 200 to 1. But that might be an enhanced by smallish money. But on soft ground, it seems to need a lot of cut on the ground. It was behind Ancient Wisdom on heavy. Good ground twice, didn't do that well. I don't know what's the forecast. I can't. Well, I'm hoping it's not raining around here tomorrow. Macduff is the selection anyway. Best luck to everyone tomorrow. Where are we here? 2 races left. The 5:15. The Northern Dancer. There'll be none of these as good as Northern Dancer. I thought, where are the... This is late at night, you see. Cotare's form was let down today. Wasn't that... I'm getting mithered. Great Bedouin. Did I mention that tonight, Great Bedouin? I thought he was all over a winner coming to the furlong pole, and I just couldn't explain what happened. He didn't pick up, and he had his head down, and he ran unsettled a lot of the way. But the way that form, it mightn't be just as good as I thought. But Ziggy, each way bet, 6-year-old for Harry Eustace. It was behind Crystal Delight over 1.2 miles in the City and Suburban, and Crystal Light went on and won again after. And it stayed on the last time, and the extra couple of furlongs should be a benefit. So Ziggy is the selection there each way, and on to the last. We had a bus horse running in this, but has been pulled out in the last hour. Albaraz. I don't know why was that. Is it because of the ground? Won for us the last twice. And I thought I picked out a horse at 33 to 1. Eminency. $25s and 30s in places. Now it's just it changed years there from Clive Cox to Stuart Williams. But it showed he was very unfit. He's a grey horse there, sort of up at the pace. He died of death coming to the end, and it shows he was 9th of 9, but he wasn't beaten all that far.
Finnan, and now on the extreme left, Russet Gold is coming through. Down the near side, the nose-banded grey Billy Joe is being asked to pick up. Glenn Finnan struck the front just outside the furlong. Billy Joe, the Big Board and Russet Gold are all chasing with Grand Traverse. Down towards the last 110 yards. Billy Joe tackling Glenn Finnan. Russet Gold and the Big Board still in the thick of the action. Glenn Finnan. Billy Joe is bearing down on him. Russet Gold, and it's very...
He wasn't too busy on him there. Now they're a gambling yard, and they might be waiting for again. But we'll get him on the bus. We backed him a couple of times last year. He got place money for us. But there's a race in this book. Now, whether it's tomorrow or not, there's another money will tell the story. There's a couple of more at elsewhere. The 650 at Doncaster, Pearl D. This is the horse that I was formerly with DK Weld. Won first time out in Naas. Won a couple of times there for David O'Meara last year. But the last day, he went off 9-2 favourite in a Class 2. And the way he was positioned, he had no chance in the race. But he showed enough to suggest that there's a race in him. Drop down in class tomorrow. What's happening there? Out of petrol, is it? We'll try it again. Dirty petrol. Anyway, he was wide on the outside. He finished where? 10th. But he wasn't beaten all that fair. Going off favourite in a Class 2. Dropped to a Class 3. He caught the eye, and it is stole in the first race. Horse that won for us before. Shecouldbeanything. Mayor's Hurdle tomorrow. Now, it's the highest rated horse in the race. Rated 137 and a Benina 135. We have a run under our belt. Evernock Fizz, of course, will be out in front. Median Oranja that ran first to last year, but it's a stone inferior in the ratings. This was third in a race that had won the previous year in Killarney. Should be fit enough to do itself justice tomorrow. Median Oranges, £14 inferior, and then so it'll be £7 with the jockey claiming 7. Should run all right though. And that's about it. I thought I had another one, but oh yeah, in Tramore tomorrow evening, that Tin Garden Express out again fast. What race is it? The 655. Forgot to check what price it is. I know whether they're going to run it or not. 9-2. Maybe if it runs, maybe you need to play on that. We lost a few pounds of the evening on it. Anyway, I'll get this into the oven. Bash the bookies over and out.